This conference will now be recorded.
Okay.
Yeah, I was able to make this in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just slowly working on that.
Okay. So for how many CSS lines that you have added?
Um, a lot.
Oh my God.
After
400.
after here, um, I think I cut down on a few, but I still have the old one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go back and see what's unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we can continue our session today as it is. But what you will do, right? So mm, I am sharing email ID to you. Okay. I have shared in this chart. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll stop share.
Okay. So what you can do is whatever the work that you have done so
Mm-hmm.
far,
Yeah.
right? So because it's very easy for me to review from my side,
Mm.
right? So it's very difficult to know if you share and I can review, right?
Uh-huh.
Not today, not today.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to, done till our next class. Okay, probably Monday, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Whatever you done so far, by that time, so that you can send me. You can zip that file, okay?
Okay.
Don't send me individual files. So you have to zip that and make sure the folder structure how I created a folder structure initial days. The same way only you have to create the folder structure and HTML file and CSS folder and images folder in the same way. And I am not going to accept any other CDN links for either images or CSS. Everything should come from your local folder only.
Mm.
You are getting my point?
Yeah.
So when you are putting that on an image search, right, the path 110% it should come in your local system only from the images folder itself.
All of them?
Whatever you have used in your website.
Okay, because some of them are links.
That's what I'm saying. Just I
Mm.
don't need any links.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the point is, so end of the day, maybe your intention is to insert an image, but my intention is inserting an image and in a right way.
Mm.
In such a case, I'll also copy the link and I can paste in images search, right? But why I'm saving, for explaining purpose also I'm saving and I'm pasting into images folder and I'm showing from there how to give the path and all, right?
Mm.
This is very really, I mean, this is a very important thing and basic thing as well to maintain everything in a folder. Because end of the day, uh, whatever the application, whether it is a small or bigger or the backend can be anything. Okay, any
Mm-hmm.
kind of application, end of the day, proper folder structure, folder architecture is very, 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 very important. Okay,
Yeah.
initial days itself, if you practice in a right way, then it will be easy for you going forward. So
Mm.
that is your first job to address all these issues if you have any. I'm not saying that directly, all you did all the issues and all. So these are the my concern points. Okay, so what you
Mm-hmm.
have to do is you have to follow all of them and send me zip file. So when I extract the zip file and when I open the index.html file from my local, the look and feel should be same how you are seeing.
Mm.
You're getting my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of that, if I see something different, then that is also an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make sure to remember all these points. Then
Okay.
what we are going to do is we are going to review. I mean, I'm going to review on Monday, right? Or if I get time, if you feel that in between, like let's say example, Monday, sorry, not Monday, tomorrow you have done something and you want to send the file to me, you can do that. So
Okay.
I'll review over the weekend, or else in
Mm.
the class itself we can do the review. And then I'll tell you, like, how we can optimize the code and all, what exactly it is required and how we can optimize the code as well
Mm.
with the same output. That is also very important thing. See, the point is, now you have a confidence on the subject, like even though still you are not no 100% experienced person, still you are in a learning period, but still you have a confidence that you can build any kind of the website. After seeing that, you can do that. Okay, this is the properties that they have used, and this is the layout, and this is that, something like that. You have that confidence, but that is
Mm-hmm.
not only enough to make applications or websites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a only confidence and all, that doesn't work. We have to do some work also. Both are different scenarios, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see, if I have a only confidence, all my EMS will be paid by somebody. No, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the case.
Okay.
Okay, so the confidence at the same time, how to write the code in a proper way. So once you mix both of them together, then only you will become a perfect developer or a designer, whatever it is. When we are talking about only HTML, CSS point of view.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So any questions before I start the session, or do you have any questions?
No, I didn't have any.
So if you didn't stuck anywhere,
No.
great then. Okay, we have a few things that left in a CSS point of view, and I hope you have verified at least what are the HTML five features that we discussed, right? Semantic
Yeah.
elements
Yeah.
and audio and video. Just to have that, I mean, you just really no need to focus all of them, but the at least point is when somebody asks that, like, do you know how to make the video and audio? So you should at least say that, yes, we have those audio and video elements in the HTML5, and this is the procedure to integrate the videos and audios into the website.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's get started. Yeah. So the point which we are going to cover, which we are going to discuss into the session is, CSS three features.
Mm-hmm.
In CSS three feature also, few of them we have already covered, like adding that shadow effect to text and image. I mean, box shadow to image or boxes. Okay, text shadow can be applied to only text,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we have a box shadow, it can be applied to anything. I mean, it can be applied to any kind of boxes. Box in the sense a block element.
Mm.
Okay, a block element can be like what you call that, divs. Can even we can do that, in images as well. We can straight away apply the shadow, like in our scenario, right? This is the URL we do not have. Yeah. So if you remember that this is an image, right? So we can apply shadow here for this image as well. This BG image we can apply, or we can apply shadow for this as well. Box shadow. You remember, like, what are the values that we have to give here?
Uh, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yes, 0, 0, 0, 0, and you have to give some color on it.
Oh.
This is just a temporary purpose, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Yeah, temporary purpose, and then you can just focus on this editor, and whatever the value that you want to give, you can give it. right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the way. So you can apply the shadows to divs, header element, footer element, and text shadow will be only work for this text only. And you can apply the box shadow to images as well.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, before we start few points, like we'll discuss small points. Let me reload this page. So you know how to create a circle in CSS.
I don't.
Okay. So what we have in this one, right? So we can do all the styles here. About.html. Let me take this about.html. We have only one div here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to add the properties here, like margin 50 pixels, width 100 pixels, height 100 pixels, background orange color. Usually we have a border radius, right? Border hyphen radius. When you give a pixels like this, so it will come like this. But instead of that, if you make 100 pixels, it will come like this. But when you width and height both are same, you can give the same amount of border radius here. Instead of that pixels also, you can give like in a percentage, which is the right approach to give the border radius to make that circle. Now it again same thing, so it will work for normal divs. At the same time it will work for images also. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you are getting?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is here now, instead of this, let me write some internal style orange. Today we are going to talk about to apply small very regular kind of stuff.
Mm.
So orange. So what I'm going to do is class orange, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to insert one avatar image here. So avatar image PNG, like any one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a very common thing that we are using for to create a profiles and all, right?
Yeah.
Let us try this one. Now, why we will go with that free images, no? Copy image address. I don't think this PNG will come as a transparent, or I don't think it will come. It will come this space. The image transparent. I will try this one. Copy image address. Let us see. Copy. What I'm going to do here is within this div image src. Okay, it is not actual transparent
Okay.
one. Very rare to get that transparent images here. Images. It will better if you find these kind of stuff will may work. By the way, do you know what I mean? Do you know how to use the Photoshop? I mean, do you have an idea?
Oh yeah. I I use
Okay,
Photoshop.
okay, then great then.
Only problem is my laptop isn't able to handle it right now, so I'm waiting for my new laptop.
Sorry.
Like right now, my laptop isn't able to handle Photoshop, so I'm waiting
Oh,
for.
okay. Okay, that is fine. We'll go with this one only. So now we have a orange here and we have a images here, right?
Uh-huh.
So what we are going to do is when we have a orange box is lesser than this image, but we want to fit that image into this orange only. So in such a case, for this image
Content fit.
width, instead of giving pixels, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 100 percentage.
Hmm.
So when we are giving width as 100%, it is not going to come as an actual width. So it will be going to fit into this orange only.
Hmm.
Okay, so now I'm going to add padding extra 5 pixels. Okay, and for this image also, what I'm going to do is same circle, border radius 100 percentage. Okay, and now I'm going to increase the padding like 80%.
Hmm.
Maybe this I can make this like this. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we can add what we're gonna do is orange image, right? Just let us copy this orange properties. Additionally, we have added padding. No. And we need to handle the image which is there in orange element, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this for this image, I'm going to add these two, and let us. Okay, we gave what is the color we gave? I don't remember. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now this entire orange thing, right? Instead of giving this much of margin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a one more div here, and I'll remove this margin. I'm going to image this entire thing I'm putting here, profile. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this profile, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give actual width for here 300 pixels, margin left 100 pixels, background white, padding 15 pixels. Let me make it 400. Border 1 pixel. So I have explained all these properties to you, right? So that I'm not explaining one by one again. Okay, you are
Mm-hmm.
okay with that, right?
Oh yeah.
Box shadow 1 pixels, 1 pixels, 1 pixels, 2 pixels. Let be more. Border radius 12 pixels. Okay,
Mm.
it looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, profile, save it. So now you can in the within this is for for image purpose. You're gonna add additional content here, like this orange we have, right? For this div we can make it as a um, h2. Let me put your name here. Sorry,
Mm.
it's my bad.
It's okay.
Okay, H4 UX designer. Next, what we can add, United States, right? So what we are going to do is here, this div we have and this div we have. Now we need both of them side by side. In such a case, let's add a flex to parent element, display flex, and if you need any changes here like for justify content and all, you can make it in a correct in a way you need, whatever the way you need. And if you comfortable this flex start or flex end or space between, space around, space evenly.
I
Okay, so
think it's
usually what is the common approach is flex start, and from here we are going to add a margin left 20 pixels, and for one of each, like for one by one you can add your own properties.
mm,
Font size looks like it is fine, 18 pixels or more. Margin bottom 20 pixels, maybe it is more. Let's make 15, 22, 8. You can apply text shadow if required. 1 pixels, 1 pixels, 1 pixels. If you want bold, you can make it bold. Font weight bold.
mm,
Then next, in the same way, how you can handle everything. So the colors and all you can give, for this you can change the color to
maybe the bottom. Mm.
sorry.
No, I was gonna say maybe the UX design could be gray.
Yeah, you're right. So based on this, I mean, I'm not definitely not that much UX expert than you.
Yeah, it's okay.
But this UX designer and all right, so you can add even your own properties, and color you can give very light color, not this much, but something. And you can give font size 14 pixels, increase more if required, and give a proper line height also you can give. Okay,
Mhm.
that is how you can manage with it. So you can do the rest of the things.
Okay.
I mean, see, the point is, we have all the, I mean, I didn't use nothing new here. Okay, but
Mhm.
understanding of, if you observe that to make this, how many properties and all I have been using, I took only internal CSS only. Even though if I add, it won't become more.
Uh,
You're getting my point.
Can you repeat
And
that?
everything, sorry,
Can you repeat that?
no, okay. What I'm trying to say is to make this right.
Uh-huh.
Whatever the properties that I am using is, it is not something new properties to you. At the same
Oh.
time, this is not properties. We are not actually using unnecessary properties here. Whatever the property that we are using, everything is necessary,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you confidence on writing properties and all, and how to write in a correct way without like using all the unnecessary properties and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then your code also will be compressed.
Yeah.
You're getting,
Yes.
yeah. So I have added all this in the inspect element. Should I reload, or you need any? You want me to put this into HTML?
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. Hmm. So I am going to comment this. Uh, what else I want to tell you? Yeah, I want to tell you one more thing here. Let's add a paragraph here. You know Lorem Ipsum, right?
Yes.
Ipsum.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever we need a dummy content, right? We'll
Mm-hmm.
take this obviously, and we'll make it this orange display flex justify content. Oh, we have only one thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In such a case, we don't need display flex. This is the profile. This is the margin. So the other way we can make this. Anyhow, we have width and height, right?
Mm-hmm.
Margin 0 auto will make to center line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me add this. Which property that we have at margin 0 orange, right? Yeah. So now in this div, now I'm going to enable it, and I'm going to add some text here. Save it. Come to this and reload this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now how to handle this, right? So we can add more padding to it. Padding 15 pixels, line height 18 pixels or maybe 22.
Is there a way to
This is
change
zero.
the paragraph? Like,
Is there
you
a
know,
way?
to change it so that you know how it can be center text or like full text, like where it reaches the beginning to end.
You text alignment you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a property. Yeah, so property called text align. This is center
Mm.
and justify
Okay. Yeah.
left
Just.
right.
Mm.
Okay, so let me give a justify here for some time. So it will become like this, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do is class, class. What we're going to use, add content, no, not content, info. Let me make it as info. Dot info. Just add all of them. Reload this. Yes, we have this, right? Now, what I'm going to add here is whatever the info that we have looks like it has lengthy, but I don't need this much of height, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want to everything should be fixed into, let's say I'm going to add that height is 150 pixels. When I'm making height is 150 pixels, I need this much of white box only, but I need to put all this information inside it.
Mm.
You're getting my point? So
Yeah.
what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a 150 height for info, and now I'm going to add one more property called overflow. Uh, what is the value? Auto. Yeah. When you add a property and value overflow auto, so it will whatever the height that we are right. So everything is will be overflowed, and automatically the scroll will come here like this.
Okay. Oh.
Are you getting?
Yeah.
So yeah, so in this overflow we have a lot of options here, like auto hidden. When we say that hidden, how it will become? See, it's going to be hidden, but you can't see that whatever the text we have after this only five, because it will be hidden. Rest of the things will be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So sometimes how people gonna handle this? This only five they can add. They can remove this only five in the. I mean, remove in the sense. what they will add before this only file, they will add a 2 3 dots, and they will or else they will add a one more link here, read more or something. When they click on read more, right, when they click on read more, so that total height will be opened.
Mm.
So that for that definitely we need a JavaScript, because we are hiding the content, and when we are clicking, so when we are talking about always say clicking, there must be an event. When we are
Yeah.
talking about an event, so it should come under the JavaScript only, because when
Okay.
you click the read more, it will come under enter thing, and when, at the same time when you click on read less also, it should work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is called like toggle action, like our switch only, usually how that electrical switch works, it is a toggle action. The same switch only, see, to switch on a light, you are not using one switch to off at another switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting my point.
Yeah.
So the same switch itself you are using to off and on,
Mm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
that is actually action called toggle. So when we have it some kind of read more text, I'm just clicking on the read more text, it automatically the rest of the content will come, and the same link itself I'll click that. See, when I click on initially read more, let's assume we have a read more here, and if I click on read more, the actual content will come, and the read more will become as a read less. And again, when I
Mm.
click on read less, it will be like this. You may see this kind of effects, most of the like blog website, and where the content has a lot of, where website has a lot of content also. But yeah,
Yeah.
that is a different story. But what I'm trying to say here is to handle these kind of scenarios, right? So auto you already verified, and hidden is another option. Overlay also kind of output will come for auto. And scroll. When you see scroll instead of auto, what is the difference between two is auto automatically it adds the scroll based on that. But when you see the scroll will add that actual scrolling horizontally and vertically. Right now we do not have a horizontal related stuff here, because the width is enough width we have. Whatever the width, until we change, until we restrict the width, let's say like the width is 100 pixels, right? In such a
Mm-hmm.
case only you may see a difficulties here, something like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Can
so
you do?
the overflow will scroll will add the scroll horizontally and vertically. To stop this also, we have an options like overflow hyphen x.
Mm.
Oh no, it is not working. Overflow y is how it is it working? Yeah, overflow y. When you add a overflow y a scroll, yeah, actually for Excel it was working, by the way. When you if you want to scroll for only horizontally, you can apply overflow y. But
Mm.
usually, what is the rule that we have is, even though it is this kind of information, I mean, if you look at this box or entire web page, when we are seeing in any of the device, and when we are talking purely on responsive, wherever you see horizontal scroll, that is a very blunder mistake. Vertically you can have n amount of scrolling, but when you see
Mm.
that a horizontal scrolling, okay,
Yeah.
especially to this entire window, which is not a good sign. Maybe sometimes we may have like when the dynamic content is generating, that to something sort of scrolling, that is fine.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Okay, but yeah, so obviously that horizontal scroll is not a good sign. So
Mm.
yeah, so you can change the options like this. We have a lot of, but we don't need all of them for sure. Visible, yeah, visible is a default behavior. These are no, even I didn't use many of them, because uh, we are not going to use anything in real time scenarios. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
any question?
No question.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is I'm going to add like few more properties here, and when you see this, right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to remove this margin now. and the new property which I'm telling is transform. I think transition the property and the
Transition.
value is transform. Yeah, so we have a property called transform where it has lot of values, but majority if you ask me, like, what are the majority values we are going to use in day-to-day application development is very less. Okay,
Mm.
and what is the important thing I'm going to tell you, this matrix we are not going to use matrix theory also. When you say rotate,
Mm.
see this one is rotating, right? So
Yeah.
rotate is the value that we have, but within these brackets what we have to do is we have to add the degrees, how many degrees it has to be rotate.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a kind of scenarios where we need to make sometimes 180 degrees.
Mm.
Yeah, so those scenarios definitely this will work in the rotate. And apart from that rotate 3D also we don't need. Okay, so when you are talking about only rotate, right?
Mm.
So in the I'll tell you. I hope you are aware of that. What is the difference between 2D animation and 3D animation?
Uh, Not really.
But
Like
okay, not about
I
that
know
animation, but at least have you do you have an idea how the 2D will be look like and 3D will be look like?
2D would just be moving, and then 3D like moving side to side, up and down, and then 3D would be more
No,
than that.
it's not about moving, right? The perception, the view of perception. First of all, okay, let us say that let's assume. Okay, we have. I'll give you an example, like mobile phone. Okay, let us say we have this image here. I
Mm.
thought it will open the image, but it is making me to, yeah, we'll go with, we have this image, right?
Mm-hmm.
Copy image address. Let us open this separately. Yeah. Okay. So what is the 2D, right? We have only two axes when you're talking about the two dimension. Right? One is that x-axis and second one is the y-axis.
Mm.
Okay. So now if you want to rotate this image, okay, within the 2D, what will happen? Whatever you want to rotate, it will be rotate. Okay, like let's say example, if you want to see this, if it will be rotate like this, but you can't see what is behind this phone,
Yeah.
right? Or
Mm-hmm.
else instead of this rotating, you want to do like reverse. Let us know this will come bottom and this area will come top. Even such case also you can able to see this one only until it rotate completely. Like how the rotation will happen in general, right? A wheel kind of thing, right?
Mm.
That time what you can see everything. So where it contains uh, three dimensions over there, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis also we can able to see. So that if you see the examples here, okay. So now rotate 45 degrees. Now if I'm okay, you have this editor as well here. Once you click on this editor, right,
Mm-hmm.
you can able to see.
Mm.
So what is happening here is whatever we are able to see I mean this outer print, but we are not really not able to see what is there the behind. I mean the shirt back side of shirt or back side of head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now okay, now rotate 3D. What is going to happen in the rotate 3D? You see, we are seeing everything in the back side as well here, right?
Mm. Oh.
We're getting my point.
Yeah.
It is turn arounding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these values also we can, I think, we can change, I guess. or it is how it is going to work. Yeah, at least you understand like what is the difference between these two.
Yeah.
We are seeing that on the backside as well. That
Now
is
I
the
do.
3D.
Mm.
Yeah, now you understand, right?
Yes.
Okay, so but fortunately, we are not going with this approach in the normal websites. Okay, until it is a like gaming kind of stuff, we're not going to use in the web like 3D kind of actions on that. Maximum 2D is we are going to use in all the cases. That too when we need some kind of rotation or that's it.
Mm.
Okay, but still no, we have an options. I'm telling that transform, but we are not going to use all of them. We are going to use mainly rotate here. Okay.
Okay.
Or else if you need something we have an options for rotate x, okay, which is some sort of as I told you only x-axis. What is going to do with the x-axis? You can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you need some hand, let us say example, you like that whenever you hover on this, right, you want to whenever you hover on this, you want to show this animation like this.
Mm.
Whenever you hover on this, that you can do using with only css. Whatever
Okay.
the action rotation that we have, we can write some sort of animation under.
But the transformation
Okay,
stays there, right?
yes, so this transform will do this step, but when it comes to animation we have a straight property in css that is called animation.
Mm.
This animation we have to define that animation name and all to make everything. Okay, that time we can handle this situation. Whenever we hover on this, we can rotate this like a
Mm.
2D animation or 3D also.
Okay.
Okay, so now if you go with that Y here, see what is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can do that when we have like X and Y-axis, but when it comes to Z, right? So we cannot entirely flip this, like that we saw that in 3D, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was completely different, like this. Now we can see when we are in this action, we can see what is there behind this as well, and
Mm.
here and everything we can able to see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rotate Z also we have. See, we are not actually going to use all of them in a real way. Yeah. That x-axis, I think what x-axis will do. Okay, that x-axis, like a coin, a kind of coin effect. And when we go for y, for a circle, I mean it will form, it will rotate as a circle, I guess. Yeah, this is what we can, how we can give a reference for it. Mm. Maybe we have a globe, right? In most of the movies also we can able to see some sort of globe which is there in the tables of higher officials, right? The maps or
Mm.
something.
Yeah.
You are getting my point, right? Yeah, that those kind of effect it will have, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, and when we have a Z, it is completely purely circular. It seems it's
Mm.
like a wheel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. But in general case, we are going to use only a straight rotate, this one, and whatever the requirement that we have, we can handle with that, right?
Mm.
Okay, so you have to understand and you have to make a note of it. Rotate is the very common value that we are going to use in the real time.
Okay.
Okay, and we
Mm.
may have like an X and Y and Z axis also, but that is completely different story until unless a specific requirement comes into the picture.
Mm.
Okay, because when we are making all this, right, definitely it became like look, it looks awkward when the end user is accessing your website because you are not actually making fancy kind of or animation related stuff kind of websites. right? Very commonly. Those are the normal, those are the not regular kind of parity things, right? To make that.
Yeah.
You're getting my point?
Mm-hmm.
It seems you are blank, you are not talking much
No,
today.
I'm just following through.
Okay, you are listening. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
At least good thing that you are listening.
Mm.
Okay. So after that, this is the one of the no, important thing we have. What exactly you have observed here when I add a scale 1.5 here?
It gets half bigger.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a 1.x bigger than actual one.
Yeah.
Actual one is one. I mean, it kind of like when we're talking about then we have 100 rupees. Now it is a 150 rupees.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the point is, sorry.
That's why I said point 0.5 bigger.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the point is, whenever we want to increase the scale of the object, okay, so you can increase more here, instead of 1.5, you can make it 2 also.
Can you use this for images? How would it affect?
I mean, this is the image only, right? Inside we
Yeah.
have image only.
Yeah, but like for let's say sweet green, if we make that image a scale instead of giving it a width, would the
Yeah, I
response
mean, see,
be different?
yes, yes, okay. The point is, we are actually increasing the height, but not the width using with width and height properties here.
Hmm.
It is an actual width only, okay.
Yeah.
But what exactly it is happening? No, we are just increasing the scale. When we what kind of reference that I'm going to give you here is like let's say sometimes we may see that little hearts ad or something like the heart is not small only, but it will give like making bigger and small, right? Those kind
Mm-hmm.
of effect it is. You are
Mm.
getting my point. Little hearts biscuit packet we have, right?
Which one?
Little hearts biscuit packet we have in India.
Mis- Uh,
Little hearts biscuit packet.
oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, right? So
Yeah.
if you notice it, right, so the whatever the hot icons that we have right in the biscuit packet,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember whether the ad is coming now or not, but when you see if you remember, or I'm not sure, so what it is going no, that icons will come very closer, I mean increase that, and the scale will increase on the icons on the packet itself. So it
Mm.
will come like to front. It will come and again go back to normal position. So those kind of ad will come. So I don't understand whether you are able to understand how the actual scale is working. So what we are going to do in general, right? Let us say, okay, we'll do one thing, no? Instead of this, I'll give you a straight example here. Okay, so this is that the scale is normal now, right? But this orange, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, when we hover on orange, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like a transform scale. I'm going to make it as a 2.
It will just get double.
Sorry?
It will just get double the size.
Yeah. So when I hover on this, right, it will come like
Yeah.
this.
Mm.
Okay, this is actually that I add that which I gave you reference it. But usually what is happening, when I hover on this, I'm not actually increasing the width and height here, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so the amount of width and height is same, but when we are scaling, when you are giving that scale is double, the actual width is going to change, but it's not something like increasing immediately. So the scale we can clearly observe here.
Mm.
Okay, but I mean right now when we hover on this, it is coming like this, but we can add that some smooth effect also here. That is also possible in CSS. Let me add that. So we have a property called transition. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add it 1s. Let us see how it works.
Mm.
You see the difference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of also a kind of properties that we have in CSS, right? So when I add the transition, right? Anyhow, the topic came to the picture to explain. We have a transition. Okay, what exactly the meaning of transition is? Uh,
Mm.
Whatever the action that whatever the action is happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that action, we can add that smooth effect in simple
Mm.
word.
Yeah.
What are the properties that we have behind it is a lot of them. So what exactly meaning of adding that 1s is 1 second.
Mm.
So if you just observe on this, whenever I hover on this, to make from normal scale to 2x scale, it takes 1 second of time.
Mm.
At the same time, now instead of 1s, so that you will get it now when you make 3s. So now also it has the same effect, but to make from 1 to make 2x scale from 1x, right? It takes 3
Mm-hmm.
seconds of time now. See,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the seconds. So when you this again, this is transition is a shorthand property where it contains a lot of sub properties, and this is the very main important property we have to given
Mm.
transition duration,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So now, excuse me. Now instead of this, we'll add a one by one here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So transition duration is 3 seconds and transition delay again 3 seconds. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncomment this. Now I have added two properties here. One is the duration and second one is the delay.
Mm.
So now you will get that same kind of effect, but not immediately. You have to wait for 3 seconds.
Mm.
Again, if you remove this also, you have to wait for 3 seconds.
Mm.
You're getting?
Yeah.
So this
I
is the
see.
transition difference between duration and delay. So delay will obviously it says directly like delay it will take that much of time to start, and duration is that entire action will be completed within the 3 seconds.
Oh.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe you can understand in this way the entire action will be completed in 3 seconds, or within the 3 seconds only the action will be completed. Either way, either of the statements is fine to understand.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, because we have mentioned clearly the duration. So from the starting point to ending point, duration is that is what we call, right?
Mm-hmm.
In between process, duration is right.
Yeah.
Hmm. So what are the other when you
Ease.
because all this property. Sorry,
There was like
you're asking
ease.
something.
There's
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw.
yeah. I'm coming to that point.
Mm.
So usually it is very difficult for me and for everybody until unless people works only on transitions or only kind of animation, they will only understand and they will only can remember all these properties. Even sometimes
Yeah.
I also won't for I mean
Yes.
I also will be forget all this.
Mm.
So
For
the
Figma,
same way,
we have. That's why it's familiar.
yeah. So that's but the point is you have to remember transition. That is very important.
Yeah.
Right. If you forget
Mm-hmm.
transition, then everything there is no use. But you have to remember transition. But next others, anyhow that this developer tools and all will give, then we don't need to worry. But it's a very simple thing, to remember duration and delay. But second
Mm-hmm.
and very important is what is that? Transition behavior. What is the values for behavior? What it comes normal. Even I don't remember that. What is the purpose of making this behavior? Okay, when the normal actually it was showing here, but behavior. But when we are trying to write normal, it is not coming, right?
Mm. Yeah.
But let me do the normal only. It's not that much important property, but what important we have is this one, timing function, transition timing function. Oh, we have a lot of thing here. Okay, so these are lot of options here. Okay, now is the very default one. Now if I'm making is one here, is in, sorry, not one, is in. So the delay also I'll make it as 0 seconds. Okay, but the only thing is you can see the difference between is and is in.
Mm.
Okay, so how we really find, sometimes it's very difficult to differentiate that, what exactly difference between within the timing functions. Better we'll go with any of the reference, CSS transition. Okay, where we have all the values. Behavior, even they didn't provide me behavior here as well, but how it is, I don't understand. Yeah, see that speed curve of the transition. See, we are seeing that here when we are hover on this, it is coming, and when you remove that, it is going. But even this duration also, right? Okay, even in the duration also, we can define the timing function. Okay, let us say the default value is only, so it will maintain the same kind of speed when it starts and when it ends. It maintains the same kind of, during the duration, same kind of speed. But when you talk about other timing functions, everything has their different approach. Let us say is specific transition effect with a slow start, then fast, then and slowly. This is the default. Maybe I'm wrong, it maintains the same kind of thing. Yeah, but when you compare with the ease and ease in, specific transition effect with a slow start,
Mm.
and ease out effect with a slow end. Ease in out, specific transition effect with a slow start and end. It starts also with slow and it ends also slow. And
Mm.
linear, specific transition effect with the same speed from start to end. I think, yeah, instead of ease, I should tell this linear is the correct
Yeah.
one to make that same kind of effect with the linear. Okay, let us
This
try with linear now here.
this is all familiar because I do video editing, so it's like same
Huh,
functions.
yeah, it has same thing. Okay,
Mm.
but trust me, okay, these are the things really the timing functions and all, like whether you give linear or whether give ease in and all, nobody will cares in real time.
Yeah.
Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because first of all, main purpose of this is to add effects only. But what are the maximum defaults that we have is or maybe linear is, usual people we usually write it up, because the end user really won't think about like how much timing function it has.
Yeah, they want
So
it
they
fast.
really care, yeah, they really care about that the content what you have in the website.
Mm.
Even the client also doesn't understand like whether it is they don't have any watchers and stopwatch or maybe some other materials to understand, or to test that, whether it is going in a normal way and in between it stops or it ends it slow. No, right? We
Yeah.
have that function, timing functions, based on the requirement only we can use it.
Okay.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
And if you see that cubic visor, it has something lot of things. We can define it. Let's you define your own values to cubic visor function. I don't know. Even I never tried all this for sure.
Mm.
So the important thing here is, in this transition, that the point at which we need to is, yeah, transition property. Yeah, transition property is one of the other and important thing. Usually the value will become as a all only. Yeah, if you see this, transition property is all, but we can define it, which property we can apply. The property in the sense transition property, it will have a lot of options, like let us say example width. Okay, so let us say if you want to apply a transition to width, let us say if you okay, when it is 100 pixels initially, and when you
Mm-hmm.
hover on it, the width is going to increase of 500 pixels.
Yeah.
That time you can define that, which property you need. I think somewhere this W3 schools itself, give a proper yeah. So now if you see div, we have 100 pixels height, 100 pixels background red, and transition property, this is a shorthand property, and they made that, transition property first add a width and 2s 2 seconds. And when
Mm.
we hover on this div, what they are changing, width only. Width, it was 100 pixels. Now when we hover on this, they are changing width from 100 to 300. The property also they have mentioned as a width only here also. Now just learn it, and when you hover on this, the width is increasing from 100 to 300, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Now let us say if you are not adding width here, let us run this. Still you can see same thing only. But if you want to specify it, you can specify it. Otherwise, by default, it will take like all properties only,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can increase that height also here. Instead of 100 pixels, you can make it height also 300 pixels here, and make it width here. Run it. See, when you really hover, when you look at this, okay,
Mm-hmm.
the
Height
height is
first.
immediately changing to 300 pixels, but not width, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But when you remove this, now everything works in a correct way. See,
Mm. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you want to make it a property, you have to mention that same property. But in general way, people will go with that, the property value will be default value is all only that we tried somewhere, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if you are writing, if you are defining the property like this, you have to make sure to check that only this property only you are going to change when you are hovering, not other properties,
Mm.
right? You're getting my point?
Yeah.
Mhm. Any questions so far?
No, everything makes sense. Like it's very similar because in Figma we worked with transition, so
Okay.
hence the overlay.
Yeah. Fine. That is good. Then at least you have that idea. That's fine. Yeah. So when we hover on it, right? Yeah, there is no much in the transition. So the only thing is the duration is very important.
Mm-hmm.
People, most of the people will not really think about the delay, because
Yeah. It's
I mean, yeah, see, that doesn't make any sense, right?
yeah.
Obviously
Is
we're
seconds the
not making
only?
any animation. Yeah, duration is very important, that you have to give the seconds.
Only seconds?
Yeah, only seconds. Because if you give like a 60 seconds, right?
Yeah.
What will happen? User has to stay in your website 60 seconds, which is 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not even 1 seconds or 2 seconds. In real time, what we are going to give is like a 0.5 seconds, 0.4 seconds, because the fraction of seconds only it has to done, not even 1 second, right? Nobody is interested to wait, in your website until unless your website is like something related to other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Related to other stuff in the sense not related to that end user,
Yeah.
or I mean, or which is related to only end user. That then
Mm-hmm.
only they will stay in your website, right? Otherwise, why should they?
Mm.
They can come and they can do whatever they want, and they will go away, right? You're not
Yeah.
actually dealing, you're not working on any of the stuff, a trading website or banking related stuff, bro. So they there only they can spend more time, or maybe gaming websites,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even for, let
Mm-hmm.
us say example, people are very interested to focus on learning website, right? So in
Mm-hmm.
such a case, if you are doing all these animations, will they really interested to stay in your website? No, right?
No,
Yes.
time
So
waste.
yeah, yeah. So it makes sense, right? So whatever the required things we need to give, that much only is enough to add that. Not like let we have a lot of properties on the we can apply all of them, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So what we discussed like transform, rotate, we discussed, right? And scale, and in rotate also we have like rotate X, Y, Z, rotate 3D, but we don't need all of them. What others we have? Yeah, even the scale also we have again 3D, scale X, scale Y also we have. But now you only tell me that after seeing the scale is the very common thing, people will expect that see kind
Yeah.
of small effects. But would you think that this scale X and Y really we're gonna
No.
use in the real application? No, not at all. Yeah, but you just verify them,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because if I only focus, or if you only focus on all this, right? How many
Yeah.
days you will be focused on it? Probably no max 1 or 2 days. Even I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy with that, even though if you forget all this in future also. The only thing is, whenever you and when you are going to attend an interview, probably it is required. But once you are in the place, trust me, you don't need all of them.
Is most
At least to
transition, is most
sorry.
animations done in JavaScript?
Java, see, nowadays, first of all, earlier people has that mad to make some animations into their website.
Mm.
Nowadays, as per the market trends, nobody is interested to put animation. So except that image scrolling, except that
Mm.
image banner animations, people really not interested to do that animation stuff in the at their regular corporate websites. As per the
Yeah.
trend, you are the better person than me. Like you are working on UX thing, and you should focus on that. What is the trending?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when people are interested to make that corporate websites, they are not really care about that animation, but they will care about like a few things and transitions for sure. Because the small kind of effects really gives good impression to the end user when the content change and all. Like the delay factor kind of thing, or sometimes it may work. And whenever they hover on this, the small icons making bigger within short span of time. Now, if you can see now, we are making like this, right? You can only do the difference here. Transition 0.2 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be done very quickly. And instead of 2, we can make it as when we hover on this, we can make it as a 1.5, or I don't know 1.4 or something. 1.4 or 3 also we can give, right?
Yeah.
This much is quick thing only there people will expect. So 4, let me make it 5. That's it. Apart from that, we don't need any extra rocket science here.
Okay.
We're getting.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So when it comes to orange, what we tried.
So this is all HTML5?
No, no, these are CSS3. See, we are
Oh,
not writing any HTML
oh, sorry.
elements
I
here,
meant
right?
CSS.
Yeah, yeah, we are writing new properties. Like,
Yeah.
transform is the property where it contains lot of values. These are all values only. Whatever you are seeing left side, that is the property name. Whatever you are seeing right side, those are values. In the values itself, if you see that rotate and all, you have to give like a proper value based on this,
Mm.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So transform and transition we discussed already, right?
Yes.
So what else we have? Scale we don't need. Yeah. Translate we have to make sure. Yeah. Now you tell me.
Mm.
Okay. So when you hover on this, it actually, no, we did not give any margin values. Okay,
Mm.
we have given, we changed the position. When you hover on this, we changed the position. What is the position that we change in hover? When you see this, the property called translate, and when you, yeah, show some information. Yeah, increment or decrement with mouse wheel. Okay, but what exactly translate will do? They didn't explain anything here. Yeah, I think that x-axis and y-axis we have to give here. Now, if you make it translate 1, comma 1. Oh, 1 is not allowing. Oh, 1 pixels maybe we have to give.
Mm.
Yeah, it is allowing. No, there is no change. Huh? Oh no, 1
There
pixel
is.
it has changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we need, right, instead of this, right, instead of hover, we have to do every time. Let's comment this, let's apply directly to orange so we can check straight away. Orange itself. Transform, translate, x-axis and y-axis, right? So what I'm going to do here is 50 pixels, 50 pixels. Okay, so what exactly happened now? We have added that x-axis and y-axis to it, but we didn't give a margin here. Usually, let us say there is a content here, like now I'm going to remove that margin here. Usually the content will stay here, right? If we don't have a transform, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the position we want to change something like this. Still, it can be done with the margin also, right?
Yeah.
Because we can add that in a margin top and margin left also. But what is going to happen when you give a margin? So whatever this entire space also includes the margin when you inspect the element. Now you can see the actual element position only because we gave that transform here. Transform will not include that, like how margin is really occupying the space. Okay, now what I'm going to do is same effect I'm going to give here as well. Like margin left 50 pixels, margin top 50 pixels. And when I'm removing this, see what is the difference between these two. Now, if I select that orange here, this entire space also includes this entire element will come, right?
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
it is throwing the rest of the content towards to bottom. That means we
Mm.
are actually the remaining space is going to occupy with this element only if you give a margin left and top. But if
Mm.
you uncheck this is the actual position. Now I'm changing to transform. So from the x-axis, from left x-axis, and this is the x and this is the y, right?
Uh-huh.
So x I gave a 50 pixels and y also I gave a 50 pixels. Now there is no content affected with that. And when you overrun, when you selected this, now you can see actual content only. So if you want to change the position of the element, it works. You can go with this option.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
but still
Yeah.
other things, based on the requirement. And what is the purpose of moving the element like this?
There usually isn't.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. No, and until unless if you need something, so sometimes we may have. These are all very, the purpose of making all this is making a CSS animations. Okay.
Mm.
So I'm going to wind up in next few minutes. Then before that, I'll show you how exactly the animation thing and all work. And Monday we'll purely discuss only on animations. Okay.
Okay.
So translate, we have a more options on translate again. Translate 3D, translate x-axis. So it will come, it will work only for x-axis. You can move the element only for x-axis. Okay, here you can give like, it is like the plus values and like this the minus values as well if you want. But the beauty of this is it won't consider that, how the margin is considering that entire space, right? It won't consider
Mm.
if you want to make it. No, now you can check this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you need this kind of effects only, so no. Translate 3D, translate X, translate Y, and translate Z. How translate Z is working really? No, there is no Y. Maybe what it contain. Even I don't know. No, there is no effect, right? I didn't use anywhere. Yeah, this is for translate. Okay, you understand the concept, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else we have is, I mean, that I'm explaining only required things which are part of in the real time. So rest you can only read it and go for it for interview purpose if it is really necessary. Otherwise, you can straight away ignore it. Yeah, this is something like very interesting fact. I mean, interesting value that skew.
Mm.
It will make x-axis and z-axis. Obviously, even we have that, for skew also we have like x, y, and values.
Mm.
Okay, what I'm going to do here is x-axis. I'm changing this. See,
Yeah.
if you need this kind of values, you can use the website. There is no point on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is all for the skew. So what are the things we have covered under the transform here is you have to make a note of it. In the transform, we did that rotate is a main thing, and you can use translate some extent, and scale is a very common approach. Even I used to do many times scale also, because
Mm.
when we need to highlight something. Let us say example the same way how we have avatar here, right? We may have like a number of boxes like this, but whenever we hover on this, right, so we can add some we can make the some border highlight or something. I mean, we can do anything. So when you hover on this, not on this, okay, so
Mm.
usually we can handle the animation directly. When you hover on this, it will work, but when you hover on this, we can change this. That maybe you can try. Otherwise, if you are not getting that, the point which I'm telling, I can explain you on one day.
You
So
mean like hover over the text, making the avatar
not
bigger?
the text. Even if I hover on this here like this,
Mm.
okay, so the only thing is, like, let us say I'll give a small thing for you right now. This is the thing, right? So now when I hover on this orange, when you hover on this, right, uh, not this, what I'm going to change is background uh, orange. This is the normal. When you hover on this, it will come as orange only, right?
Mm-hmm.
On this image. Now, when I just hover on this box, I want to see a orange color here. I'm not going to hover on this directly, but even though when I hover on this also, I need something like this.
Mm.
So that means that is like something in highlighting, right? When you hover on this, but you can hover any of this box in the this white color box. You can hover
Yeah.
on text, or you can hover on this any of the until you just entered on this also, it should affect like this. How you gonna achieve that? Because these are all the very simple and commonly used tasks in day-to-day application work.
Mm. You could add a
Okay.
border and have it so when you hover, it turns on.
Okay, I'm not going to give any solution on it for you now,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm telling, I can tell my requirement. Consider
Mm.
me as a client. I
Mm-hmm.
need a orange color background for this image. Okay, Darshana, you did good thing that when you hover on this image, you have added a orange color. But
Mm.
there is no point, right? Every user won't come this place and they will hover on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
People may come to this box anywhere. So I
Oh,
want to highlight the image. How you
then
gonna handle that?
you would.
You got my requirement, right? At least.
Yeah, yeah. I know how to do it. I just have to word it properly.
Okay, then yeah. If you know how to do it, that is good. Then try to implement the same kind of structure in your own way from the starting onwards.
Okay.
Okay, then do
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay, so yeah, so when it comes to translate sorry, transform property, so you have to remember rotate, scale, and what else we discussed? Translate. These are the three things are is enough. Rest others we don't need. I mean, just to focus, just to go by like maybe in an article or maybe go for any YouTube tutorial to look at that other values, but those are all not really required in the real time.
Mm.
Okay, and the transition also we have done, right? So you know how to apply that, the transition delay, transition duration, and when you go with the transition property, if you need something, if you want to specify a property, you can apply the property. Otherwise, make it like a transition properties for all. And of course,
Mm.
the timing function we discussed, like the default value is only. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with the ease or ease in, ease out, or ease in out, linear. We have a lot of options. But yeah, and the only topic that we have is like mainly left with an animation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First, instead of explaining what animation is, I'll show you. This is important to you. CSS animation effects. Okay, there will be lot of animations which they will provide along with the source code. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
CSS animation effects. Code pen will go with. Yeah, this is with the CSS animation only. But we really don't need this much of animation for sure. Yeah, if you see this one, what we did that with which property we have did this circle and all. Do you remember?
Mm. Oh yeah.
Rotate only, right? We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you go that the code is almost same as if you see like all these properties until you come here at the rate keyframes. Cloud one is the animation name that we will discuss we have defined that cloud one here, and same way 10s is that duration. Easin is that for a transition function, and animation duration we can define like infinite will come, it never will come, and it never ends when we give that infinite. But yeah, don't worry, we'll discuss one by one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am trying to show here is probably will see there are a lot of code we really don't need allow them at this moment. Yeah, see translate y, translate y, right? The properties we have. Must be rotate, how they handle otherwise. Yeah, see that?
Mm-hmm.
Rotate property. Okay, so now you may have a question now, like, do we really need to learn all of them? If you ask me that question, what I will ask you in return, do you want to build everything in this way only? If you want to become expert in this way, yes. In that case, it is really needed for you.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's all based on the requirement only, right? End of the day.
Mm.
If you want to make CSS animations like this, definitely gaming kind of companies, or if you're really interested to them, you have to more focus on this instead of making layouts like menus and all, because when you only focus on non-web related, right? That which is like related to gaming. You really don't care about that, how to build the menus, how to make the making the text box shadows and all, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you want to do something on only on web, focus on only on web related properties. Hope you understand what is web related properties and what is non-web, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
random
So
question
the,
for
the point is, one
oh
second. So the
yeah.
point is, when you are talking about that animation stuff, it will include both web and animation related stuff. But when you talking only on web, it contains only majority of them will be web related CSS properties only.
Mm.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
asking something.
Yeah. For like gaming and stuff, is it all done through CSS or is
No,
it
it
like?
is pure CSS. There is no JS. If you see this is that HTML code and this is the
Mhm.
CSS code and there is no JavaScript here.
Yeah, but I'm
It is
talking about like
purely
other
done.
like professional games. Is it done with CSS as well?
No, no, definitely no. Definitely
Okay.
JavaScript is required
Yeah.
because if you see this kind of stuff, which there is no gaming here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe visually we can build. Now, if you see, they made the clouds here. Clouds also made they made with CSS only now. If you
Mm.
just inspect them, this is the car container, clouds container they made, right? The clouds
Mm-hmm.
container they made it. This is cloud. What is the properties that they have added for cloud
Mm.
moving? Let's forget about animation, but rest everything you already aware of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Border radius, opacity, background, left to top, height, width, position properties.
Mm.
All right. So
Yeah.
this is just a visual purpose only. But when you're talking about the gaming, definitely there is a kind of scrolling and movements and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
How we gonna handle that all the dynamic stuff with the HTML or CSS? We cannot.
Mm.
So we definitely need a 100% need a JavaScript. So for visual purpose only, like to build a layout, maybe it is we can handle. See, even though this road also, if I'm not wrong, they made with CSS only. I don't think it is an image. Yeah, go foreground color, absolute, and width they gave a 1700 height, top, left 0, background color, animation they gave. But what we can, how we can learn the subject here is okay. This what are the properties we know? They made animation with the same properties what we know, but how we are using, how they are using.
Mm.
You're getting
Yeah.
my point.
Yeah.
So all this is the same properties only we are also using, but we are using to build a websites, but they are using to make or design all the screens. That is the only difference.
Uh-huh.
And in one way, definitely we have to praise all these guys because they really come up with that and from the creative thoughts. But the point is, even though if you have that much of creativity in you,
Mm.
you will definitely focus only on 24 by 7, only on all these properties only, right?
Yeah.
That definitely when you're putting that much effort, one day you will get it everything.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're dancing with that, like, I mean, not you, I'm just saying that when
Mm.
people are like, dancing with the, like, okay, today I'll learn, make a website related stuff. Tomorrow I'll make that gaming, and day after tomorrow I'll go for something else. Then it doesn't work out, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there are a lot of stuff, but the intention behind, to show you all this, right? The same properties only. Whatever the properties that we know, they are also using the same properties.
Mm.
You all know these properties, right? You know
Yeah.
all these properties. Yeah, but that is the case. So the point we have is like, we have a lot of source for animations, for transitions also. We no need to, I mean, the beauty of web is, right, there are a lot of thousands and lakhs of resources that we have. People only give that source code to us. We
Yeah.
really no need to do something from the scratch. That's what I am suggesting you to that. Focus on making websites, the layout side, because you have already expertise in the UX point of view. For
Mm-hmm.
rest others, what I suggest, just try to learn the properties and how they will actual behavior. That too, that will use only for your interview purpose only.
Mm.
But tell me one thing, when you join as a UI developer to make a web application, do you think will they give you like a animation related task to make a gaming website? No, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean that is a small sense, right? So when you're joining into a gaming company, you should not expect that they will give you like web related stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
See, that is the only point. So for
Yeah.
others, we have a lot of resources. Let us say, for example, I have a lot of images in my website. Okay, now instead of making websites simple, I want to add some effects. So if I go in simply CSS image effects on hover, I'm giving that clear prompt also to browser. So let us see like how much image effects I may get. So there is no effect. Okay, nothing. But when you come to one by one, see zoom.
Mm.
What we do is scale only again, right?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And zoom too. The property width and height both are increasing here.
Mm.
So there are a lot of options.
Yeah.
So we can just verify it. For each and everything also they have given that option and what is the property and they have been used. See rotate.
Mm.
It is something like we did skew or something, right? So maybe they made with that. We can check
Yeah.
that rotate, right? So how they have used that also we can check here. And it is a free source. Nobody will come to you and hey, why you are copying my code,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Over 6 we need, right? Over 6, zoom 1, zoom 2, zoom out 1, zoom out 2, rotate. Okay. So rotate they use rotate and they use scale also here. Because if you want to make this kind of stuff, right? Do you think you can imagine like what exactly the rotate degrees you have to give and what exactly scale that you want to give to get this output? No, right? I mean nobody can able to do that. It's very difficult.
Mm.
When people are trying like one by one, then they will feel that okay, this is the kind of effect. Let us post this.
Yeah.
They used to practice, and once they get that output, then only they can push. Otherwise, it's not something like okay, we have to give rotate 15 degrees and scale 1.4. You will get this effect.
Mm.
It's very difficult. Or maybe the person who is really only working on CSS transitions and CSS animation stuff, only people they will get. They can imagine, but in regular developers they can't for sure.
Mm.
Okay, so for all of them we have a source.
Got it.
So when we have next, there is some blur. Okay, so we have a filter one, but these are the problem with the filter property. It is not going to support all the browsers, but still we can. Yeah. So if this is for gray, I mean black and white image, and when you hover on this, it gives a color.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean if you go for all of them, you will get the resource for
Yes.
images, for box. Let us say that another we try to build this profile one right somewhere. Now, what I'm going to do is um, CSS profile UI styles. Yeah, profile cards is the right word, I guess. See, this is kind of profile card, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have a demo and code also here. Yeah, here is the thing, demo and code. Oh, click on that. See,
Mm.
you really no need. No, see how effects they have given.
Yeah.
right? You really
Yes.
no need to build from the scratch. The advantage with UI is this much only. And nowadays, people are very aggressive to build their websites and templates. They can simply post that, and with the free source, you don't need to purchase. If really you have that much money and you are rich, you can purchase that also.
Mm.
But you will get definitely will get it better than this for sure. But the end
Mm.
of the day is you really no need to worry to build the web page. I mean, this kind of stuff.
Got it.
See that they have given that in some kind of shadows also here,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you need this, simply you don't need to worry much, right? So simply copy this entire thing and put in your HTML and put this entire thing in your CSS and check in browser. 110% you will get all of them. Maybe you may not get that images. They will use some paths. If you're let us also see that what exactly. Yeah. So this is that again URL only. So you will get it straight away, no issues. Now you can remove. You can just keep only one. You can remove rest of the two. And you can build your web page using with this style. And if you don't like this background color, you can change the other background color. You can change the color of these icons. And that is becomes like Darshana's design. And no one will think that Darshana has copied the code from the CodePen website,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Because all these classes and properties, the container is not related to no this CodePen. And we also use the container classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and card is a very common word to create that this kind of profile cards. So there is no kind of copying something.
Mm.
You're getting my point. So
Yeah.
like this stuff we have a lot.
Yeah. It's very
So
easy.
you don't need to worry about it. What you have to focus is you can increase your skills, you can increase your knowledge, or you can put more effort, more time to practice. Or the only thing is, see, end of the day, you are also need some. I mean, you are doing all this for job only, right? So
Mm-hmm.
to get a job is a competition. What additionally you can learn, okay, to crack the interviews. What extra stuff you have to build in your resume, apart from all the subject learning part. That is what you have to build it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, the good thing that you have a knowledge of that UX you can build with it, and that whatever the UX that you make, so that you can convert also, and you can customize it, you can modify it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else?
Mm. No, it all makes sense.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll meet on Monday. We'll focus
Okay.
on Monday and animation related stuff. Then, sorry, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so we can connect on Monday to finish up the animation. Then after what I will do after that CSS animation, we'll directly jump into Bootstrap.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, you can send me that code whatever you have done to that session mail gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
So the target is whatever the website that you are making, definitely that is not non-responsive. Am I right?
Yes.
So the next week we'll target on the Bootstrap, and your task is going to build a same website using with the Bootstrap.
Okay.
Make sense? Sounds like a
Yes.
plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Chalo.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.